Hello there, welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Today, we're going to teach you how to draw Simba from The Lion King. Come on, let's get started. Okay now, well, listen, Catherine sent a request. She wants to learn how to draw Lion King characters. I thought, what better than to start with Simba. So I've got my pencil, got the paper, got my coffee. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Thank you so much in advance. All right, so we're going to start with our favorite shape. Let's start with a circle. Just like so, okay? Now, we're going to draw his vertical axis line down here to the 3/4 view, just like that. And the horizontal axis will go down the center of that circle, down here just like so. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to draw in a rough shape for his ears. And his ears, obviously we're going to do young Simba. His ears are about this big. You'll notice that one ear seems to be bigger than the other, because the other will be hidden by his head. Next thing what you want to do is throw in some eye shape. So Simba's eyes are kind of large. They are kind of roughly about this size on his head. So we've got this one over here. And now you'll notice I'm going to separate those eyes kind of dramatically. The other eye goes right about here. And because this eye is closer, it's going to be bigger too. It's going to be right about that big. All right, so that is the outer eye shape where the eyebrow goes, and there's that lighter color to his fur. And then what we'll do, we're just going to draw in his eye shape, just like so. And because we want to force some perspective here, that other eye will be partially hidden by his head here. All right. Now from there, we're going to want to throw in a placeholder for his nose. Now his nose will start right below this corner of his eye. But because he's turned on an angle, the other corner of his nose is going to come out right about here, about halfway through that eye. And then just draw in an upside down triangle shape, like so. Now that I have this shape in, what I like to do is finish off his snout. So his snout is going to come up like right about here. And you want to make sure that you keep this kind of rounded at the corner, okay? You don't want any sharp edges on Simba. And just like this, we're going to follow this corner and put it right up here. Now with this triangle shape that we drew, I want to dip in a little bit in the center, and I want to come up in an S-curve like this. Almost the same on this side, except we're not going to see all of this because it's going to be behind the nose. That right there will give you an idea of the nose placement. And then I'm going to follow this shape here down below to give him his nostrils. Just like that. There we go. is I like to throw in his mouth. So we'll go from the corner of his nose, we'll bring it down a little bit, and then what we're going to want to do is give him his mouth. Now because he's a cat, the mouth comes down first, a little bit of a frown. But then it turns upward right about here. Now on the other side, we're going to give him the side of his muzzle. And that lets us know where to put in his chin. Now his chin comes out like this. And we're going to come straight down at first, but then we're going to give him a little tuft of fur. And then we're going to give him another tuft right here, just like that. Fill in his chin. And we're going to want to reverse the tuft on this side. Give him some volume. Okay. Now, we're going to want to add in the shape of his muzzle here. And we want to give him a cheek too. So, I'm just going to play a little bit, very lightly. A line like this. Which would be anybody's normal cheek shape, right? But we want to come up here, this corner. We want to come down a little bit. And then we want to exaggerate his smile line, which then, instead of going this way, comes down into his chin. Actually, it's more straight than that. All right. And he's looking pretty good so far. Now, we want to fill in some cheek shape. Okay? So his cheeks, because he's childlike, we need to give him some pretty decent cuddly cheek shapes. Otherwise, Disney wouldn't be able to sell stuffed animals. I'm kidding, Disney. Please, no letters. Okay, so the cheek is shaped like this. And then we're going to give him some tufts of fur in here. There's going to be a lot of tufts of fur in the drawing of Simba, so may as well get that out of the way now. And now his other side, I want to continue from that circle shape, but we're going to want to play off of this line and give him, yeah, right here, give him the other cheek shape, just like so. Now, for his brow, I'm going to play into this shape and go in just like so. We have to remember that Simba has a good healthy head of hair here, right? So, nice tuft here, smaller one there. We want to play up that he is a young preteen cub, so he has some pretty wild hair up top. But we don't want it too wild. He's not a punk rocker. Okay, just like so. Now, thanks to my anal retentiveness, I break my own rules about eyes. I like to get those locked down right around here. I'm actually surprised I haven't done it yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this eye shape and we're going to refine it a little bit, like so. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Kind of feel like it should, yeah, go in like that. There you go. Sometimes you need to draw in the head before you realize, hey, that eye could have been a little better. Okay, so there's the eye shape. And then with his iris and pupil, it is round. It is round and it is big in his eyes. So I draw in that whole circle very lightly, very loosely, so that I can erase it later. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do it on both eyes at the same time to keep the same volume. Okay. And the iris is pretty small in relation to those humongous pupils that he has. The character designers really wanted to play up Simba's youthfulness, so they made those pupils humongous in those eyes. I'm going to give him some light reflection here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I exaggerated those too much. And now that I've got that in, I'm going to throw in the bottom of the eye. And now I know where to put in the outer socket here. All right, so what I usually do from here is I'll throw in the corner of his eye, like that. And then I will use that as the basis for that eye socket. And this one right here, I draw in a little darker with this line, just so it shows up on camera better. And give plenty of space for those expressive eyebrows. You'd be amazed how expressive Simba is when you step back and really study it. Those eyebrows go up and down, they go every which way. Mark Henn did an amazing job when animating young Simba, if I do say so myself. And I just did, so. All right, now the corner of the other eye goes like this. Yeah, it's looking pretty good from here. Now, I will go in and I will give some detail to these ears. I'm going to refine these ears a little bit. So, because Simba is a lion cub in the wild, their ears are very large to their head. You don't care about that stuff. Just want a cartoon. Okay. So what we do is we're going to straighten out slightly this part of the ear. Going to want to cut into it and give that fold. And that fold is very pronounced on Simba, just like so. Okay. Yeah, just like that. And I'll do the same on the other side. Let me follow this part over on this side so I know where to start. May not be an exact science, but it's more exact than you may think. All of the different proportions on the character. All right. So the ears are nice and large, and they have an inner shape to them as well, just like so. So we've got this black area of the inside of his ear, but we can't forget that the tan area has to have some tufts of fur in it. All right, so we've got these 3 hairs right in the center of his ear. And don't forget the tufts of fur on the outer black edge of his ear. And then we're going to do the same on the other side, but we get to cheat because a lot of that ear is covered by his head. So to keep that perspective going, we'll just throw some tufts lines here, and we'll throw in some tufts there. And those 3 hairs here, we also have 3 hairs on this side, but they are obscured by his head. Okay, from here, maybe I'll just throw in some shoulder just to give this character just a little more volume for this drawing. I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes I have a hard time just leaving the drawing as a mere floating head. But this character's looking pretty decent just the way it is. I'm afraid that if I keep going, he's going to start singing. So maybe we will stop it here. All right. Catherine, I hope you liked this one. Guys, if you'd like to learn more about how to draw Lion King characters, why don't you throw your favorite Lion King character down in the comments section and we'll get a video started for you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, you might want to check out some of my other videos right here. Hope you enjoyed cartooning with Paul, and until then, we'll see you later.